Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session. Our webinar will begin in just a few minutes. While we're waiting, please feel free to review our program information at csudh.edu/ccteaching. We'll see you momentarily. Oh, thanks for the heart. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session. Our webinar is starting right now, and my name is Anissa Barton Thompson. I'm the social media specialist for the College of Continuing and Professional Education here at CSUDH, and I'll be your host for this presentation, so welcome. This webinar is being recorded and will be available on our website and social media resources shortly after today's session. Please feel free to download the Community College Teaching Certificate Program Information Kit for details about the program and additional resources covered in this webinar. The address is bit.ly/CSUDH-CCTC-InfoKit. We have provided a link in the chat for those who are participating live, and it will also be available via a follow-up email to our attendees, as well as on our website. Before we jump in, I'd like to review the Zoom controls. This session is being presented in a webinar format, so you won't need to worry about connecting your microphone or your camera. However, we want your participation. So help us address your questions. Use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen if you are joining us from the Zoom desktop app or the web browser, or in the top right of your screen if you're on a mobile device. Please ask your questions in the Q&A panel rather than in the chat panel. In the chat panel, we'll be providing links and other information. Once you click the Q&A button, a dialog box will open, allowing you to type your question. Our marketing staff members, Stephanie Miller and Keith Otterberg, as well as our special sessions coordinator, Inez Bush, are standing by to assist. We'll be answering those questions at the end of the session, although often you may find the question you have may be answered during those program overviews. So with that being said, let's take a quick look at our session's agenda. We'll begin by meeting our certificate faculty, who will introduce you to the program via an overview of benefits, expectations, and course details. Then we'll go over the registration and login information and address your questions in our Q&A session. Please be aware that depending on the number of questions, we might need to extend the time to make sure that we've accommodated for everyone in attendance. And now, to lead off our session, I'll turn us over to Dr. Roger McGinnis. Dr. McGinnis, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Roger McGinnis. I'm one of the instructors in the program. A little bit about my background. I took my first community college class from Southwest Texas Junior College in Uvalde, Texas. I went on to earn multiple graduate degrees, including a Doctor of Education from UCLA. My teaching experience includes many years in the classroom in both private and public universities and colleges. My administrative experience includes many years as a department chair, dean of academic affairs, and vice president of academic affairs. Welcome, everyone. Now, Mr. Baltazar is up next. Take it away, Professor Baltazar.
Thank you very much, Roger McGinnis, Dr. McGinnis. My name is Professor Ramon Baltazar, and good morning to all of you. Okay, nice of you to join us. I have been with the CCTC program since 2007. My background, I have an MBA and 20 years of experience in operations management in private industry, electronics, and cosmetics. My positions range from production supervision up to contract administration. I started teaching in 2004 at LA Harbor College, and currently I am at LAHC. I'm at North Orange County Community College District, and I am the chair of the business department at Bethesda Christian University, both graduate and undergraduate. I am a graduate of the CCTC program here at Cal State Dominguez, and I was in the cohort of 2004. After that, I joined the CCTC program faculty in 2007. I hope to see you in this program soon. And now I leave it to Professor Levy to bring you up to her credentials too. All right, thanks, Miriam.
Sure. Good morning, everyone. My name is Professor Miriam Levy. I coordinate and I teach the internship class for the certificate program. I'm also a tenured faculty in the sociology department in the LA Community College District. I have a little over 20 years of experience hiring and training faculty. I look forward to guiding you into the field of teaching at the community college level. Dr. McGinnis will actually begin our presentation today. Dr. McGinnis?
Thank you. We're here today to discuss how to help you understand to get prepared to compete for a community college teaching position and how to qualify for teaching opportunities at the community college level. Teaching opportunities depend on your educational achievements. To teach at the K-12 level, you need a teaching credential. To teach at the university level, most often you need a master's or doctorate degree. But to teach for a community college, you'll need a master's degree in the specific discipline to meet what are known as the minimum qualifications, the MQs. This program focuses on preparing students who hold qualifications to be the best prepared candidate to compete for teaching positions at a community college. Now, to determine what you're qualified to teach, you have to meet the minimum qualifications that are subject to the disciplines list. So this is established by the state of California, where the minimum qualifications for community college teachers, counselors, and librarians. The key to your MQs is the exact topic printed on your bachelor's diploma and your master's degree diploma. Be careful now. Sometimes what is printed on your diploma is not what you think your major was. For example, I majored in corporate finance, but the topic printed on my bachelor's degree diploma simply says business. We'll give you more instructions on how to research and determine your MQs a little bit later in this program. Some of you may have earned a degree from a foreign institution. You must have your degree foreign transcripts translated as equivalent to a U.S. degree. We'll provide a list of approved agencies that can translate your degrees and provide an official transcript for you. This has to be accomplished before you're admitted to the internship. So you're probably wondering, what are the qualifications to get started in the community college teaching certificate here at Dominguez Health? Well, you got to have an earned master's degree or doctorate from an accredited university in the discipline you want to teach. This is designated, as we've mentioned earlier, by the disciplines list. Or you can be in the last semester of your master or doctoral program in the subject that you want to teach. Or if you have any degree and 6 years experience in a designated career technical education area, what we call CTE. So some of these vocational disciplines only require a bachelor's or perhaps an associate's degree with a couple of years experience in that profession. That'll satisfy the MQs in your discipline. Now, here's Professor Levy with a snapshot of the program.
Thank you, Dr. McGinnis. This certificate program will prepare students for community college teaching and improve your job readiness, provide a solid understanding of the mission and the functions of community colleges, will develop and enhance your instructional skills, your techniques and strategies specific to teaching at this level, and will provide you some advice and guidance for finding a teaching internship at a community college. It's very important that you remember you do not need the certificate to teach at a community college, but completing this program will make you more competitive to be considered for teaching positions in the community college areas. Hiring committees are going to expect that if you're an applicant, you have this hands-on experience at the community college level. We're not an employment agency, and we do not guarantee employment. Let's take a look at our program requirements. Our 3-course program consists of GED 549, which is a 2-unit course which provides extensive background in the functions and how community college operate. GED 548 is a 3-unit course, and that covers your teaching skills such as creating your syllabus, assignments, grading, presentations, and a lot more. You can take GED 549 and 548 in any order, as long as you complete them with a grade of B or better. That is the only way you can move forward to this 3rd and final course, which is GED 594, also known as the internship course. We will help you find a mentor so that you can job shadow them for the semester in your discipline, or again, the discipline in which you qualified to teach. This course is available in the fall and the spring. I'll share more information about this internship a little bit later in this presentation. GED 549 and 548 are delivered and scheduled in 2 different modalities. You can expect that you will have an instructor-led live online class session that is typically conducted on Zoom on Saturdays at the time that's indicated in the program schedule. You will also have weekly assignments and readings and other online resources available in Canvas. We do expect that you'll complete those weekly assignments online inside Canvas, that you'll participate in the required Zoom meetings, and that you would only have less than 1 absence that will be permitted. Again, we're going to refer you back to that information kit because of the schedule details. Now let's move on to the internship course. It's made up of 2 parts. So GED 594, as you can see, is available in the fall and spring semester. Part 1 will be completed on campus at a community college. with the mentor at the specific site in your discipline. You'll be required to complete 45 hours working with that mentor in their classroom. The second part of this course is some coursework on asynchronous and live online modalities. That means that you'll be required to attend 4 Zoom meetings, 1 per month for 1 hour. There will be some assignments also posted on Canvas with due dates. And there'll be a teaching evaluation completed towards the end of the semester to provide you with some feedback and support. Now let's look at the steps that are important to finding a mentor in the internship. These steps are very important, and we really recommend that you research and follow these steps, not only to obtain and find a mentor for this course, but also to really be ready for this program. We recommend you follow these steps so that you can start looking at community colleges in your area and see what opportunities are available. For example, in your discipline, are there classes that are available on a large basis? Because this is going to tell you whether there'll be openings in the future. Let's take a look at step 1. First, you'll research community college websites near your home or your work. Next, you'll look for the schedule of classes. They'll be available in the fall and spring semester. Notice the quotes because that'll help you on the website find the actual schedule of classes. Number 3 is check the classes that are in your discipline at a day and time that actually fits your schedule. Number 4 is you'll contact those specific instructors by email and you'll request to meet with them to see if they can be your mentor. You can also contact the department chairs as they can refer you to instructors in that discipline. Community college require internships to be only on campus. No Zoom or online courses are available for internships. You'll also complete our GED 594 application packet with me, your internship coordinator. Just once again, remember, you must complete GED 548 or 549 with a B or better. Excuse me, you actually need to complete both of them. We again mentioned this discipline specific. It's very important that you understand that the internship is about obtaining classroom experience. It is also with live students, community college students who will help you in getting the skills to build your confidence. This is also a semester-long job interview. It is how you will obtain that experience that you can then place on your resume for future community college internships and jobs. This is also can only be completed at a community college, not at a university. Professor Baltazar will discuss how community colleges require that applicants meet the minimum qualifications to teach in a specific discipline. This information is going to help you determine if you meet the necessary and specific educational background to be considered for a future teaching position at a community college. Professor Baltazar?
Thank you, thank you. All right. May I stress the importance of this section? This is the minimum qualifications. Here's how to research what you are qualified to teach in the community college level. Let's start by making sure you know how to read the discipline list in the MQ or minimum qualification handbook. An online program information kit has been created for those attending the information session. And for those participating in the live session, you also have a clickable, link in the chat panel. The information kit can also be found online at the link shown at the bottom of this slide, bit.ly/CSUDH-INMFOKIT. On the page number 3 of this information kit, you should find a clickable link for the current minimum qualification handbook. On page 11, of the MQ handbook, you should see the discipline index organized in an alphabetical order. Scroll down and find the discipline or area that you want to teach. To the right are 3 columns highlighted in shades of blue. These are the minimum qualifications, the MQs, for each specific discipline. Notice that the heading of each MQ or the blue MQ columns specify the education required. Number 1, master's degree required. Or number 2, specific bachelor's or associate's degree and a professional experience related to the subject to be taught. Or number 3, any degree and professional experience related to the subject to be taught. Please review the minimum qualifications to see if you meet the MQs for the subject you want to teach. Remember, what is printed in your bachelor's and master's degree diplomas is the key. Perhaps your degrees are not specific to the MQs of the topic that you want to teach. All is not lost, okay? You may qualify with what we call equivalencies, or meaning your degree may be equivalent to a master's degree in a subject area. This is accomplished through an evaluation of both your bachelor's and master's degree. This process happens at the campus level, usually in the HR department of the district office. Here is an example of what is called MQ equivalencies. The first one let's look at is what we call the Masters of Public Administration, or MPA. You may want to teach business courses in this case. In this case, the subject of the bachelor's degree is critical. Look at the bachelor's degrees that meets the MQs along with MPA that will give you equivalency. Another example is social work and sociology. Individuals with a master's in social work sometimes seek to teach courses in sociology. The MQs can only be satisfied if the bachelor's degree is in sociology and not also in social work. We will talk about a few other areas that are subject to interpretation. Now let's move on to areas where probably it doesn't fall under those categories too, okay? We have what we call the community college teaching. Also may include an area called career technical education areas, okay? Or what we sometimes call vocational areas. On page 60 in the MQ handbook, disciplines requiring any degree and or plus professional experience, any bachelor's degree, and 2 years professional experience in the discipline, bachelor's and 2. Any associate's degree and 6 years professional experience in the discipline, associates and 6. We know individuals may have specific questions in these areas regarding their own background and experience. Please reference the information kit for which the instructor is best suited to address your question. Now, let's move on. To recap, let's talk about what the program is and what it is not. The CCTC program is not an employment placement service. It is your preparation for potential positions. It is a graduate level education program with graduate level work and expectations. You must find your own faculty mentor in a community college, as this program is specific to teaching at a community college. CCTC doesn't qualify you for teaching. Again, only the MQs will do that. Any district may have additional qualifications required to meet eligibility. Now, here's some of the positives. Here are the benefits of completing this program. You will have identified the MQs for your specific teaching goals, an understanding of how the community college system works, develop a syllabus for your coursework that meets state standards, practice your lecture style, identify your teaching strengths and areas for improvement, become aware of potential problem with students, interaction, completed a semester-long internship and work with faculty, and develop a rapport with your mentor teacher and teaching discipline departments. It will also help you establish your credibility as a community college instructor and greatly increase your confidence in your teaching abilities. Now, I'm going to turn it back to Anissa, who's going to review your online access and registration details. Anissa?
Thank you so much, Professor Baltazar and Professor Levy and Professor McGinnis. We appreciate all of your insights into the program. So we're going to come back to our professors in just a moment for our Q&A segment. But first, we're going to take a moment to just explore the course registration and access details. So almost all of the CSUDH professional education programs have an online component, which means that students are assigned online access and two-factor authentication through our campus's IT services. Each student will need those login credentials to access our student portal called My CSUDH. And this portal includes our Canvas learning management system, where course content is distributed, Toro Mail, which is our Gmail-based student email system, and of course, the Zoom web conferencing tool. Now, these login credentials, which consist of your username, email account, and password, are issued through our registration office approximately 2 to 3 business days after registration in your first course. Now, enrollment is available from our continuing and professional education registration office, and the current hours of operation can be found at our website, csudh.edu/ccpe/registration. We highly recommend that you register early to make sure that there's space in the course and to allow enough time for course information and online access details to be created and distributed. Payment is due at the time of registration, so you can pay for your courses individually or for multiple courses all at once. The federal WIOA, Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, provides funding through the California Employment Development EDD department for qualifying students who are currently either unemployed or seeking career training. For more information, please email wioa@csudh.edu or visit our program website for more information. And if you need any further financial assistance, please Google private student loans or private loan providers or connect with salliemay.com for student loan details. Again, we recommend that you register at least 1 week before a course begins and check your Toro Mail and personal emails frequently for special instructions and campus notifications. I do want to stress, make sure that you check your Toro Mail frequently. You'll also want to be sure to test your account access in Canvas and get comfortable with the layout of the class, such as where to find announcements, Zoom meeting schedules, discussions, and the like. Now, let us know via our academic technology services if you're having any difficulties connecting. So now we're at the fun part. We're going to go ahead and get into our Q&A segment. I do see that we have a handful of questions that have come in. We want to encourage you to participate, so please do go ahead and click on that Q&A button and drop in your questions for our faculty who are here to help. And I'm going to start off with a couple of quick warm-up questions. And please do be aware, in the interest of time, we will limit the number of questions to just general information regarding the program. So if you have any questions regarding your specific educational background or work experience in relation to the community college MQs, please contact our program instructors directly. We'll provide their contact information again right after this Q&A segment. So I'm going to start off with one of our attendees who is joining in. I'm going to stop our share so that all of our professors are here on the screen. And what I want to do is ask, we've got an anonymous attendee who says, can I leverage this program to become certified to teach community college courses online? Are there separate requirements for that kind of certification? And I'm going to start off with Professor McGinnis, and then everyone that wants to chime in after that will be perfect. So go ahead.
Thank you. That's a great question. After COVID, many of the campus courses went online. So there are many opportunities for teaching online. But I'm going to ask Professor Levy to help me with the qualifications for teaching online, because they have changed and they've tightened them up quite a bit. Professor Levy.
Yes, so the answer is that this program would not qualify for you to become an online teacher. Most community college will require that the faculty has, one, experience teaching, two, that they've been certified to teach in Canvas, which is the most used in California. We use Canvas, but if you go to a different state, they may have different requirements. The Canvas certification usually requires 40 hours that are actually verified. So you would need to have a certificate in Canvas. That would be a minimum qualification for teaching online. But without teaching experience in the classroom, it's very difficult to then obtain online teaching positions. Some community college district will train those faculty. So if you have the minimum qualifications and you have some teaching experience, then they may say, okay, well, we'll go ahead and train you, and they will provide the same type of training of 40 hours or more. Some community college district also require that you've taken a course in how to teach online, what we call the pedagogy. So keep that in mind, that this certificate program is very much geared to learning the classroom first, and then obtaining Canvas online certification on your own at a later time.
That sounds great. I've got another question from Russ, who asks, when seeking a mentor and finding the course they teach for my internship, I understand it must be in my discipline, but does the course need to be my topic of expertise? For example, my expertise is music theory, but can I do my internship in music history?
That's a great question, and I actually saw multiple questions related to this topic. So if your degree is in music, then you'll be eligible to teach at a community college in any music class that department offers. Some may have music theory, some may have choir. They all really differentiate in how big their programs are. So that's something to keep in mind also. Some of you are asking similar questions about specific topic. Just take a look at the community college in your area and see if they teach that topic. Sometimes it's kind of what we call, ballpark, right? So it might be music, and then they get more specific. It might be sociology, and then they discuss gender or race and ethnicity. So those are some of the things to keep in mind.
Excellent. Sounds good. Okay, I've got another question from Christopher, who asks, can we look for mentors in San Diego? I'm assuming that's where he's located. Or does it have to be strictly in the Los Angeles area where California State University Dominguez Hills is?
Absolutely. You can do your internship anywhere that you are located. We do recommend it has to be a community college, and this program is geared towards California in terms of its requirements and its functions and operations. But you can do your internship out of this specific area as long as it's a community college in your discipline with an instructor.
Okay, sounds good. I've got a question from, I think this is Onis. Forgive me if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. She says, I have an MBA and 2 associate degrees in 2 different fields. Can I intern or find a mentor in both concentrations? And will I need to do 45 hours in both concentrations or just one?
I guess I'll answer this
Oh,
one.
sure.
So the internship would be just done in one discipline. They would look at your highest degree completion. So your master's degree would be your basic discipline. You may have expertise with those AA degrees, so those definitely don't hurt. But you would just do one 45-hour mentorship to satisfy the requirements of this specific program.
Okay, sounds good. All right, and I'm going to ask this question to anyone on the panel. An anonymous attendee says, if we know we don't have the master's in the required field, but feel we could meet the equivalency, is there a way to verify with someone in the department whether or not our MQs and or equivalency would allow us to teach the desired subjects before we register for the course?
Usually, equivalency is addressed after the person is hired in the HR department. So you'll have to verify the number of hours that you have in those specific subdisciplines. Usually that's accomplished on letterhead by your supervisor based on how long you were employed, what you did, how many hours per week you spent on that. Career tech education doesn't require as higher a degree, but they require more hands-on experience in the discipline, like plumbing or carpentry or auto mechanics or welding or something of that nature. So you will have to document your experience.
Sounds good. Okay. We have a question from another anonymous attendee who says, I see that the internship starts soon. Does this mean that we would need to look for a mentor now or in spring or
So
in a
first,
subsequent term? Mhm.
yes, so first we would need to make sure you've completed GED 548 and 549. Those are the basic requirements. So when you've completed those, then you'll usually meet me in one of those classes where I will gear you towards looking for a mentor early. So you could be in the second course, you can be completing the second course, but the key is we do need time to have you contact those mentors to be and for you to meet with them and see if your schedule lines up with them. So we do need time. So you would not sign up for the internship class early because you would not be able to do that until you've completed both courses. But again, I will meet with you early and I will come into the other courses and guide you into how to do that research. Usually in November for the fall, for the spring semester, and usually in May for the beginning fall. So
Okay.
we always look at when community college put their schedules out for the fall and spring semesters, because those are your opportunities to find a mentor in that semester.
Yeah. And just to follow up on that, I am really advising most of the people that would complete the GED 549 or while they're in process, start lining up mentors or people they know already in community college. You don't necessarily have to be applying for the internship yet while you're in the first course, but you should already be looking around for possible mentors. If you know a friend, if you know somebody, if you have a reference, even for example, your old professors would probably be an ideal person to contact as soon as possible.
That also brings up an interesting question too. We've had this in the past, where students have asked, are there other interesting ways to get your foot in the door with making those connections to faculty that they may potentially want to use as a mentor?
So
Well,
we, oh,
Go
go ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Mhm.
Well, one of those things that I advise, and I always am an old school person to probably do some cold calling. Probably one of the courses that you would like to teach maybe on the first day of class, if it is an in-class class, sit in on the first day of class and try
If they
to reconnoiter the class, the professor, ask questions, and at the end of the class, ask them that you are interested, but in having the professor as a mentor later on. So to me, one of those things that if you cannot achieve it online, you can always go to the campus of your choice and start knowing people, reconnoitering, being there. Okay.
Another way is go to the campus, as Professor Baltazar suggested, and put your name in to sit on the advisory committees to review the curriculum. They're always looking for community members to review the curriculum on the campus. That's a good way to get some face time. Professor Levy, what do you think?
Well, I would definitely ask permission before you go to their classroom. So
Yes.
that's going to be really important to remember that. So we, just kind of, again, checking in with them. A lot of faculty have Zoom office hours that are listed on their website. So that's another great opportunity. If they have a drop-in for their students, you can see if that's if that's a good time to talk with them. But really just reaching out in all of these different ways. There's really I will provide you with an email template that you can use to kind of make contact with that instructor by email. But definitely any of these options are, again, just like any other professional, you want to, contact them in that way. You give them the ability
Yeah.
to see when the best time is to talk with them.
Excellent. Okay, so I've got a great question from Spirit, who asks,
Mm.
how likely and or difficult is it to get a tenured position?
Great question. So all of my answer will apply to any adjunct or full-time position. If you are seriously interested in obtaining employment at a community college, the first thing to think about is, what do they need? They will need general education courses. The community colleges are geared towards students completing certificates or completing degrees or transferring to a university. Therefore, the more common general education courses, biology, sociology, psychology, health, business, lots of different topics are their bread and butters. So those will be the classes, English, math. That'll be the classes that will require the most instructors, the most demand. The more obscure your degree is, the less teaching opportunities you may find. You may find that your topic is not actually taught at all at a community college. I noticed several questions regarding human resource. That is a very specific area. And so that may not be taught at a community college because, again, their funding is based on transferring student, graduating students, and or students completing occupational certificates. So biotechnology will be very much in demand. So there are definitely areas that have more opportunities than others. And that's why we invite you to really research what's available in the community college that's in your area. And they may be several community college, and one may even have a specialty like nursing. So those are all things to consider. And full-time tenured positions do become, they do occur. They require 3 to 4 years of teaching experience just for the application process, just to even apply. And they're going to also look for a faculty who has taught multiple subjects in that discipline. For example, I teach sociology. When I was hired as a tenured faculty, I had already taught between 4 and 7 different types of courses in a very short amount of time. So I came with a different resume than someone else. So these are all things that need to be considered. And tenure positions, are difficult, but in some areas. And then there are times when we have a lot of retirements, and then there's more opportunities. So we do have opportunities out there. Again, it depends on the discipline that you have a degree in, and that'll tell you about the demand.
Okay, sounds great. I've got two questions that are related from two different attendees. One attendee says, is this certification comparable, similar, different, or absolutely incompatible with the PPS? And I'm assuming that is Pupil Personnel Services from the California Commission on Teacher Credentialing. I'm not familiar with that.
Well, credentialing is at the K-12 level. We don't.
Right.
They became obsolete at the community college level 30 years ago. So credentialing is not even on our horizon. The master's degree that meets the minimum qualifications, the MQs, are what's important to you.
Excellent. And then the second part to that is this attendee also works for LACCD. How probable is it to get an internship with them knowing that they offer the match program?
I have multiple students who are currently in the LACCD and who have found mentors. So the Project Match program is a different program that's offered by the district, but it has limited number of seats available. And then only comes around once a year. This program is available, of course, multiple times throughout the semester. So it is comparable, but it's just a different way of, again, being competitive.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to add to that, you know what, normally, and I'm kind of familiar with the program, I was asked in 1982 actually to participate in the match program. One of the things that we would like to probably clarify is the match program is LACCD only. And what it comprises is a 10-week program during the summer of 50 students. But the fallout is very high. Out of the 50, you would probably get maybe about 8 people that actually get a position or an internship or an adjunct position. I would encourage many people to try it and see how it does, but I will probably tell you our program here at Cal State is a lot more intensive than that.
Okay. I've got a few questions from a few folks here who are asking very similar things. What happens about instances of departments not listed in the MQs, such as gender studies, women's studies may or may not be a parallel, or things like human resources management, is that considered business? How are we addressing those kinds of subject issues with MQs?
So that is difficult. So first thing is, again, looking at the highest degree. So if you have a master's degree in gender studies, for example, then the minimum qualification to teach sociology, which is where that course is going to probably be offered in general at most community college, then you'll need to meet the requirements for sociology. And then gender becomes the specialty that you have. And so you may be considered for teaching a class specific on gender, but you must qualify first for teaching in sociology. So we're really looking at kind of umbrella, and it is difficult, and we help a lot of students with trying to figure out those kinds of details. And in general, we're really looking at how the community colleges require and what they require. So for sociology, they are looking for you to have completed graduate level theory and research, and that's why they want you to have a master's in sociology rather than something else. So it does become difficult when you obtain a degree from a university that has a different title. And so we really help a lot. All three of us help students with this issue all the time. And so we will guide you as best we can. But this is also why we do this seminar, right? So you can do some of that research for you and see where you might fall in the minimum qualifications. We're always, I'm always flipping through the guide myself when I have questions such as this. So you just do your best. Human resource may be under sociology. It could be under a liberal arts department. There's just so many different things.
Okay.
I think I plan on covering that for the first few sessions of GED 549. So more detail on the minimum qualification handbook. We'll cover that in one of the sessions in the actual class, GED
Okay.
549.
And actually, speaking of the actual classes, there's a couple more questions related to that. Spirit wants to know if there is any practice with the interviewing process in any of the classes. And also, there's a question regarding those who are working adults, working professionals. How do we accommodate their schedules as well?
Okay. In GED 549, one of their long-term projects, every week we will participate in what we call your first day of class. They'll be, well, in this case, we are on Zoom, they'll be participating and practicing what they need to be doing on their first actual day in class, which is in most cases going to be an audition during their actual interview. So we will try to rehearse your syllabus, introducing yourself, and generally the things that you would do on the first day of class.
Okay, I'll take the second part of that question. This is often asked about what happens if I'm a full-time employee and I'd like to do this program. Well, obviously, we've set up Zooms on Saturdays for your classes through GED 548 or 549, plus the Canvas assignments that can be completed, as long as you complete them by the deadline. However, it becomes an issue when you want to do the internship class. For example, if you live at near a community college where your discipline is not offered at night, and night is the only time you're available to take to be job shadowing with a mentor, it does become difficult. Some of the current students have asked their supervisors to let them attend a class, for example, 12 to 2 or something again that fit their schedule. So that's something to think about, that for a semester, you will need to attend a community college class to complete this program. We do see some community colleges will offer weekend classes, but they may not offer it in your discipline. So this is, again, why it's really important that you take a look at what your schedule and what your availability is, as that will help you not only complete this program, but also, again, know in advance where the job opportunities might be in your area.
I would add, always try to look for a college within your approximate area where you live or work,
Definitely.
so that you can get there real fast and come back to work real fast. Because if you,
Yes.
that's like always a
It's a
convenience.
Especially in the
consideration.
LA area.
Yeah.
Right, right. That 10-minute drive can turn into an hour and a half easily. So actually a few folks have asked this question. If we have a teacher in mind that teaches at a university, not a community college, can we intern with that person?
No.
Yeah, unfortunately, no. It's great to have those connections at the university level, but this is specifically for a community college. And also along those lines, can I mentor with, or can I have my mentors be 2 instructors from 2 different campuses to total it up? That's a little difficult, right?
Unfortunately, no, it's not something that we can do with the agreements with the community college and the university. It just needs to be one. And it's also, we really want you to get comfortable in that classroom with those students. That's really a part that a lot of people don't remember, is that we really are looking for you to be, observing and communicating with those students.
Right.
They're going to provide you with a lot of learning lessons, way more than we can even provide in our program, right? That's the other part, is you're going to be in front of a classroom of 40 to 50 students who need your guidance, your motivation, and they're going to want you to be prepared, and it's best to do that in one classroom with one mentor.
Okay. I have Lino says he currently adjuncts in the CSU system and have had interviews but have never been hired at the community college level. Would the program be recognized as teaching experience? Would his experience as an adjunct be recognized as teaching experience at the community college level?
It's a
Well,
great
yes.
question. Go ahead. You go ahead, Ramon.
Yes. Yes, it will always be recognized. Any kind of teaching experience can be recognized as a plus to you. Anytime you have time in front of a class is always at your advantage. But specifically, just because it's a Cal State may not give you an added advantage. You know, I teach at Cal State, I teach at community college, I teach at Career Tech. But teaching experience in general will give you an advantage.
Okay.
I would also add that you may want to think about some of the districts may not be hiring if you're just emailing a resume, because they now have adjunct pools. So you want to take a look at that community college district that you're trying to get hired in, and make sure that you are, looking at their HR website and see if they're placing a part-time pool availability. It's been my experience that they start to pull resumes only from those pools of applicants, not an emailed resume. So that may increase your employment opportunities. And think about what else may be that, because teaching experience may just be one area that they're looking for, and maybe they're looking for, again, something more specific, as the person asking about music. Maybe they are looking for a music teacher that can do something very specific. So again, looking at the big picture, and looking at the HR of the website, that might help you in finding employment if you already have teaching experience.
So in other words, the whole internship process in and of itself is teaching experience.
Yes.
And
Yes.
adds a cumulative. Okay.
And
That's
just to
excellent.
add, if you are in the Los Angeles area in January, there is a community college teaching fair recruitment in the LAX Sheraton. In my class, I'll give you the HTTP and link to that. I plan on being there, and I walk through it with my students from GED 549. So that's a good way to network.
Okay.
They also have another community college job fair up north, I believe, in the Sacramento area somewhere. No, I think they do. Let's do a little
We'll
follow up on
research.
that.
Mhm. Okay, and I know we're getting close to the top of the hour and we have a few more questions, so we're gonna kind of breeze through these last ones as quickly as we can. Brenda asks, is the certificate program offered every school year? So I will go ahead and clarify that it is offered on a trimester schedule. There is a rotation. All of the information is listed on our website, and the schedule is actually published approximately up to 6 months before. So we're making that available so that students know exactly when they can get in for the classes that they need.
But let me say, do
Yes.
not register for the internship class until you've
Right.
completed the prerequisites of 549 and 548 with a minimum of a B average.
Exactly. We have a question from Anonymous who says, how transferable or recognized is the certificate outside of California?
That's a
That,
great question.
yeah, well, you know, we've had, Miriam, follow up here in just a minute. We've had students from Canada, from Vietnam, from Thailand, from the Philippines, from I think we had one from Mexico once, but I'm not sure. So the purpose of the program is to help you become prepared to compete for a teaching position. So teaching is teaching, basically. So we help you get all 4 feet on the ground so that you're ready to go and you are the best qualified candidate. Professor Levy, take it away.
Well, I thought I only had 2 feet, but no problem. Yeah, I agree. Teaching is teaching, but teaching at a community college is a little bit different. We often have some faculty or teachers coming from the K through 12, areas, and that still is excellent experience.
Right.
But getting into the teaching at a community college may require a little bit of different training. But with this certificate, again, we don't guarantee employment, but we do feel that it gives you a really great background to be able to show on your resume that you've completed this program and are prepared to learn what needs to be learned at the community college level for teaching.
Excellent. Okay, this is kind of a crucial question.
Ooh.
Has there ever been a case where a student in the program was unable to find their own mentor for the internship program? And if so, do you, Professor Levy, entire CCTC faculty intervene and offer assistance? What happens?
Well, we offer assistance before that, right? So we, like I said, I will pop into each of the classes to already, guide students in finding a mentor. There are times when students have a hard time finding a mentor, and most of the time it's their time availability and or they do not have, there's no demand for the course that they teach. I'll give you an example. If you have a degree in French literature. Very few community college, if any, will ever offer a class in French literature. So you may have all the minimum qualifications to teach that, but community colleges don't need a French literature teacher. It's very specific that might be at the university level. So those are all things to consider before you take the program, you start the program, is what's available out there, what do community colleges need, as that will determine how successful you're going to be. So we do not guarantee that you will find a mentor, but you will be guided through the process.
Okay, sounds good. Um, let's see. I have a question from Joanna that says, regarding the internship, how does that normally work? Just to recap it, would we mostly observe the professor and the class for the entire duration of the semester, or will we also assist in lectures, grading, etc.? What is
The
their level of
goal,
involvement?
yeah, the goal is that you do get to lecture. The goal, and we actually tell the mentors ahead of time what we would like them to do for you in terms of what's required And we are looking for a mentor that is going to give you those opportunities to teach. Now, some community colleges may not let you grade, for example, but you may be able to discuss with the mentor how to grade the assignment that they might be grading. So we do want to see you lecture. That is part of the requirement. When we do the faculty evaluation for you as an intern, we are looking at your actual lecture presentation. Because we want to provide you with the support and the guidelines. I've received much needed support over the years when I was a new teacher. And so that really is important that you get that experience. And again, experience with the live students so they can also show you whether they're interested, motivated, bored, all of the things that happen in a classroom. So we really, those are things that we let the mentors know ahead of time. They actually sign an agreement for that as well as the intern. And so they're very clear on what the requirements are. And some mentors are wonderful. They'll take you to meetings like Dr. McGinnis was talking about, a curriculum or a staff meeting, and then you get to meet other people. Networking here is extremely important. And that's what we're trying to see is if we can get you to have that mentorship experience and the rest of the networking. Most of the time, if you are a good teacher, if you already have the skills they're looking for and the position opens, you will be the first phone call they make.
Excellent.
And let me add to that, Anissa. Roger and Miriam, you probably know that community colleges love free labor. And so any opportunity that you have while you're an intern to volunteer for doing any kind of clerical work, filing, answering the phones, it greatly helps your visibility, not only in the department, but if you have a chance to maybe volunteer for some, mostly summer programs that they need volunteers for, volunteer. Visibility is the key.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're winding down to our last couple of questions. The questions regarding MQs for someone who's got a doctorate, for someone who's got a master's degree, that they're coming in, they're interested in this program. So you're saying, to clarify, you can help them make sure that they have the exact information they need for those MQs. Sonia asks, once we register for this program, then do you help us determine exactly what we're able to teach at the CC level?
Yeah, we'll believe me, before we turn you over to Professor Levy, we get really clear on your which minimum qualifications you satisfy. And we will even have Professor Levy come in as a consultant for you before you get through our class. So yes, don't worry about that.
But
We'll get
very
clear
important that you do your own research, though. We don't guarantee that your minimum qualifications are going to be exactly what, you know, what's going to get you a teaching position. So we will guide you as best we can, but really learning those minimum qualifications is going to be very important. And again, we will guide you as best that we can.
Okay. All right. And I'm winding down with the best question, because Bill knows how to ask this. How soon can we complete the application packet? Can we complete before completing the 2 required courses?
No, I assume that's the internship application
Right.
packet. So you can register for the program, but you cannot complete the internship application until you are in that 2nd semester and you can be in progress. I don't mind, you know, again, meeting with students and guiding them in how to do that. And you will find, again, instructions in each of those courses on that to begin with. So you will already have access to the application packet in Professor Baltazar's class and Professor McGinnis. But in terms of filing it, really, again, November, if you are interested in doing the class for spring, and if you are interested in taking the class in the fall for the internship, again, that is for the fall, we're looking at May as starting really those the paperwork and some of those conversations. Always ask questions. We're happy to help you.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Well, I want to say thank you again to Professor Baltazar, Professor Levy, Professor McGinnis. We appreciate all of your time. You guys can go ahead and mute yourselves, and I'm going to bring our presentation back up on the screen. So all of our attendees, you have great questions, but we know you've got more. So feel free to get in touch with our professors here and make sure that you are asking everything that you need jumping into the program, before you jump into the program, before you jump into looking to get hired at a community college. We want to make sure that you are well prepared and ready to go. So our contact information is here. We'll also provide it again in the info kit. And in case you are interested, your next steps. We've got a lot of information that we've covered here, but just in case we missed anything, please feel free to email us or call us during our business hours. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can email us at learn@csudh.edu. You can call us at 310-243-2075. And when you're ready to take your next steps and get registered, our registration office will be able to take your registrations via phone at 310-243-3741, and then click button 1 for the first option. And also remember, if you've taken classes recently here at CSUDH, simply use your My CSUDH portal to register for the courses online. All right. So this concludes our community college teaching certificate program information session, and we want to thank everyone for joining us today. Again, feel free to connect with us on our website, via social media, on our Facebook and LinkedIn group, and remember to register early to get your spot in the preferred classes. We'd love to get your feedback on today's session, so please let us know how we can improve the quality of the information by visiting bit.ly/CSUDH-webinar-feedback. And by the way, we do appreciate those hearts, thumbs, likes, hand claps, and everything in the webinar as well. For live attendees, this link is also going to be provided in the web browser at the close of this session, as well as in your follow-up email. Now we're going to stay tuned in the session for a few more minutes to give everyone a moment to jot down those last minute notes and details about the info kit and other notes in the chat panel. The recording for this session will be online shortly on our website as well as on our social media. It'll be up on our YouTube channel shortly. And when you're ready to leave the session, simply click the red leave button in the corner of your screen. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, have a great day. Thank you for joining us. Stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you in class. Take care, everybody.